Ta-da! And welcome to Josef's Model Railway and Toy Room. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, just a little bit of housekeeping. You don't need to like, follow, subscribe to any of the videos I put out there. Put them out there where I can and have a holy jolly great time doing so. Now, if it sounds like I'm talking fast, it is because I really do want to get a short video for once in my life out to you, and that's what we're all about today. So, let's dive on in now. I've had a delivery. Let's check out what it's all about. From merry old England, we've had a delivery. We've had a lot of deliveries. I've got a lot of projects going on around the layout at the moment, so expect plenty of content and videos coming up in the near future. This one, we're just buying a little bit of time between a few things, and this is a short one. We're going to unbox what's in here. We're going to sit it down on the train tracks, get a few pictures, and pretty much that's it. This particular item comes from Buggleskelly Station. For those of you that don't know, this is a project that has been conceived and is run by a chap by the name of Tom Marshall. An absolute class act, genuine person that we need more of in this universe, I feel sometimes. Because apart from being a modeler who's got something special for me that's been sent to me, he's also a magnificent photographer, also is a voice actor and has actually done voice work for Thomas the Tank, and we'll just have a quick little peep of some footage here.
My old tramway closed down. Branch lines are just useless extensions of the important main line. They're needed up at the work site of the new main line extension. We'll take Thomas's branch line to give you a nice long run. I'm aware of that. I'm just glad to see you're safe.
Marvellous stuff. And is just an all-round superstar in the world of model railway, and of course has a website. I certainly invite you to jump on. Here's a quick peep at the website. Of course there's models to buy, of course there's some merchandise. Here's a bit about his stuff regarding voice acting, and just all in all some fantastic content to be had. But we've got a little box here today. Let's bust this box open, check out what's inside, shall we? Right, well, here we are, and as most of my packages coming through from merry old England arrive, it generally gets a bit of a worse for wear trip. It's certainly not sitting at the pointy end of the plane, having smoked salmon and the appropriate beverages that would go with that. So, what have we got here? Well, I'm very excited. Here we go. Magnificent. Well, let's see what we have here today. And I would expect nothing finer than to see a complimentary milk chocolate gift in the box. This is purely the experience I was kind of expecting. Now, we have something special in here. Now, as we start to get these open, if it hasn't been Goodwood Scenics, who we'll be talking about later, or indeed TMC, here we are again, and get used to it because I certainly am. I've had a lot of issues with getting deliveries and they're getting knocks and bumps, and as you can see, something has certainly happened here. But that aside, it's Dad's Army. Now, isn't that wonderful? What is all this about? It's a Dapol wagon here. Now, I must just point out, this isn't the part 2 in the Dad's Army thing we've been talking about. That is a story for another day. So it's just a quick one. So we've acquired some wagons. We've got Jack Jones is being represented here, the wonderful butcher, who certainly can tell you they don't like it up 'em. Our wonderful Spiv, Joe Walker's obviously got his trade in the appropriate colour here with his wagon here. We then have, of course, Warden Hodges, the greengrocer. What do you expect from that man, other than being a greengrocer? And then, of course, the other one is just a wonderful open type of coal wagon or something, which is just has Walminton on it. So I think these were absolutely fantastic. I'm pretty sure I purchased them closer to Christmas 6 months ago or more. As soon as I saw it, I said, this really needs to be there. Now, the reason it's a quick video, I haven't got a locomotive here. We're not going to be running them per se. I did want to just pop them onto the tracks next to our figure and just get a couple of shots and see how we go. So, cue the legendary music because we'll get straight to it. But just really quickly, the Will Hay Appreciation Society we have here, and Tom Marshall, photo colorizer, where obviously he does the work where, and has been noted in many different organizations, where he can certainly colorize and bring black and white things to life. And I think that's just a wonderful thing to see here. I'm not going to go into too much detail here. And of course, here's Buggleskelly Station. Some news recently out that he is going to be reducing some work and what he can be doing regarding buildings and things like that. And when I got that note, I was still waiting on the order, and he said, don't despair, whatever's in queue is coming. Not that I had a building, but still, you take that on board. And of course, the wonderful, delightful business card. And I really think we've got a total package here that I could not be happier with. Let's open these up and get them up onto the layout, shall we? Well, all right then. Let's just bring you in for a bit of a look. And here's our Dad's Army characters. Sergeant Wilson, Captain Mannering. Here he is, Jack Jones the Butcher. There's Joe Walker, our Spiv. Of course, we've got Fraser. We've got Godfrey. And this stupid boy at the end with the scarf has to be Pike. Expect him to fall over as we go on. I'm going to come back and secure him. We talk about that in another video that you haven't seen yet. Now, here we go. Let's bring them in the usual sort of excitement you'd expect me doing it in here. First of all, let's just start off with Hodges' van here at the moment, our green grocer here. And it's a wonderful resplendent shade of green, as we'd expect. And of course, these are Dapol wagons. I've never had a Dapol wagon before, but of course it's got these NEM couplers on it, so very much just pop it on and get going, and it's a nice tidy one. So let's add that to the track and bring that down for a minute. Next we'll do Private Joe Walker, wholesaler and supplier. Of course, a little bit of black market activity, although, you know, that's what a Spiv is all about. He'll get you your knicker elastic if you need it. Again, in the black, that seems very appropriate. It's very tasteful, and obviously business is doing very well if he's got his own railway wagon. Fantastic. Let's pop him there on the track too. Now we make way for Jack Jones, the family butcher. Now, of course, in this situation, it all comes down to Jack Jones' van that we generally see in the episode. These have never actually materialised on the actual TV show, but seem appropriate anyway. Business must be booming that he's gotten into needing some rail freight happening. The van you can purchase is something I haven't actually got on the layout. Who knows if I would or not. We might set up near Faulty Towers. I don't know. But the wagon, again, it's nice. It's clean. I think it's just a wonderful little tribute there. The door doesn't open, but certainly they've nailed the colour scheme, and you would expect nothing less. And finally, we do have our Walminton Corporation gasworks here. We've obviously got some coal that's been preloaded into it. And it's just a lovely little wagon, I think, to have. I really do think it's a nice ensemble. And I'm sure we're going to pair this operation together nicely with a suitable locomotive. I don't have anything in mind just at the moment, but I'm sure we'll come up with something. Nice and smooth rolling, fantastic rake of coaches here, wagons indeed, sorry. So if you certainly aren't all that aware that these even existed, of course, it's got the official licensing made in the UK for Buggleskelly Station by Dapol Limited. Artwork designed by Tom Marshall, and of course made in the UK. Dad's Army, Jimmy Perry Productions Limited. This is a great little addition to have. So if you didn't even know these were available, you're a Dad's Army fan. Even if you're not, even if you just stuck a little piece of track on the side of a shelf or something, I think this really is a nice little touch. So if you're stumped for what to get your loved ones for Christmas, maybe check these beauties out, or other products that Tom Marshall's been busy up to. What a true character. A fantastic little break from everything else we see on the channel. girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me here today in this little journey of seeing the official Dads Army Wagons. Absolutely fantastic. A huge thanks again to Tom Marshall from Buggleskelly Station for creating these wonderful little masterpieces. And to be honest, when I get a lot of criticism on the channel about I'm running the wrong color locomotives and this and that, and that's not the era, I've made it clear a million times. It's just to make me happy. And I really think that with our Dad's Army figures here, and who knows how that's going to integrate, because we're going to be coming back to the Dad's Army Part 2 for the train that's coming to collect our wonderful characters. But for the moment, until we do see that, which we still are waiting on a pre-order for that to be happening, I think this will be a wonderful thing to, see in a bit of a scene and or create something with it. Who knows at the moment? I certainly have no intention of weathering. Pretty much most of the stuff I've been accumulating recently, I'm getting weathered and things like that. It sort of really does look quite good on the layout in some scenes. But it is nice sometimes to see something pristine, and particularly with the imagery of Warden Hodges here, and Spiv Joe Walker, Butcher Jack Jones, and here it is representing the wonderful town of Warminton-on-Sea. I really think it's a lovely little collection. So if you're not aware that these do exist, and I believe it's also available in N-Gauge as well, I definitely think this might be one worth checking out. But I promised you it was going to be a short video, and here we are at the end. So thank you as always for joining me. Please do stay safe, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Toodles!